All right, we're back in the shop. I've got Emmy here helping me with a Fender Princeton reverb repair. So this amplifier was built by a friend of mine. His name's Wyatt, 17 years old, and he built this amp. Right? It's pretty impressive for 17. I mean, you're like 20 years old and you haven't built your own amp yet.
I'm actually 21.
Are you 21?
I'm 21 now.
Sure, she wants to be 21.
I am 21.
Are you? Okay.
I am.
Okay. All right.
You know
I'm not
what
gonna
else
argue with her. What?
I'm also 12'3".
12'3".
I'm 12'3". Like a 12'3".
Okay. Anyway, back to Wyatt. So, I had him playing a vibroverb that I custom built for him a few years back. So you've probably seen him on my channel. But Wyatt built the amp, and he noticed that he had a little bit of hum. So he sent it up to me to put in the Fender little brass ground plane. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that, and I'm also going to add variable bias to the amplifier. But anyway, Wyatt plays in a lot of popular bands now. He's really moving up out there in the music world, and you can check him out on his Instagram account. Got it written here. It is Kelly-Guitar11. So check out Wyatt, and at this time we're going to check out his amp. Alright, so I got it plugged in. I put in a resistor so we can monitor the bias on the output tubes, because this does not have variable bias, so I suspect it's high. So I have my meter here, monitoring that. Now we got to be quiet, because I'm bringing up the amp. We want to see if we hear anything weird, right?
You have really bad handwriting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Glad to have you back to point that out.
Yeah.
Alright, so the amp's warming up. Now she is like that close to my speaker.
It's supposed to hum like that?
Not really. Alright, so we got 35 millivolts, which means 35 milliamps of current going through the output tube. That's high, but I'm going to be correcting that. I'm not worried about that, but that hum, that's a bit of a problem. So let's turn on the volume control. Alright, so I went to 5 and the hum kind of dipped. And I'm going to go full bore. And then it gets worse.
Yeah.
Okay? So normally, when you take the volume control and you crank it all the way up, you'll hear some hiss, and that's normal. But this is not normal. So there's something going on in the preamp circuitry. I would guess it probably has something to do with the grounds. Yeah. Are you talking to that light, or you want to talk to the camera?
Oh, the camera's over here. Whoopsies.
It's all right. People probably, were checking out the curls in your hair.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So now we know that the amp does have some type of a ground issue. So I'm going to correct all that, and then we'll test it again. Sound like fun?
Yeah.
That's why Emmy comes here, because we have fun in the shop checking out amps.
I also make the videos a lot more fun.
You do.
I do.
Because people like seeing you. They're tired of me. Super tired.
I mean, you're getting old.
I am.
You're getting very old.
And stiff.
And stiff.
Yeah, I know. All right, to the Princeton. All right, so what the game plan is for the Princeton, we're going to remove this ground runner system that's soldered across the back of the pots and install the Fender brass ground plate. I'm also going to install variable bias with current sensing resistors on each of the output tubes. I've already installed one just for the initial test. I'm also going to be changing the screen resistor. As you can see, it's overheated. Wyatt told me when he initially built the amp, one of the output tubes had a problem, which damaged the resistor. Now there's a pair of tongue soles. The problem's gone, but that still needs to be replaced. Alright, all the updates are complete on the Fender Princeton. We've got the brass ground plate installed, and here is the variable bias. This information for the variable bias is available online. There's normally a 22K resistor here. You remove that, you add the 10K pot, and that 22K resistor then goes from the pot to ground. I've got the bias set on the 6V6s at approximately 20 milliamps, so it's time to test the Princeton. So Emmy's sitting on the test speaker, give it a little durability test. So this has two Celestion 12-inch speakers in it. I'm just testing out the Princeton reverb after installation of the ground plate and the variable bias. Remember we had all that hum? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a little bit, but not even close to what it was.
Yeah.
So the ground plate made quite the difference. And I'm sure lowering the bias down like I did to the 20 millivolts would make a difference too, because then the output tubes aren't being stressed. Anyway, let's check the reverb. Pretty cool, huh? So that's the reverb, that metal tank there with the springs in it. That's what makes that sound. Okay. And then it has what's called vibrato, so it's gonna like oscillate. And then of course we want to check like treble. Hear that working? And bass. So it appears to be working well. Now that's good news. And now the bad news. Emmy is being like pulled many directions. Everybody in Michigan found out she's here.
Yeah.
So she's probably going to leave me tomorrow.
Speaking of that.
Yeah. So we need to try to get maybe one more video in. If not, it's a short visit, but
Yeah.
we'll get her back. This time it's been like a year, right, since you've been up here. So let's hope it's not too much later, because I'm not getting any younger. You're getting a little bit older, but it doesn't show, except for her height. So it's good having Emmy back at D-Lab. We'll see what else we can do before she leaves me again.